Hi, hello, my name is Gomer Joseph. I hope we've all been having a great day so far. Welcome back to another True Crime Tuesdays video. If you are new, I welcome you. Today I'll be discussing the unsolved murder of Anita Knutson. As I was researching this case, there seemed to have been a pattern of leads popping up but turning out not to be so helpful, putting the investigators back at square one. Overall, it just got me wondering who would have wanted Anita dead. This young woman was someone who seemed to have had a positive influence on those around her. I advise you all to do your own research with this case. Here we go. Anita Knutson was born on September 22nd, 1988. I'm not sure who her birth parents were, but she was adopted by a couple named Gordon and Sharon Knutson when she was about 5 months old, and this couple actually lived in Butte, I believe that's how you pronounce it, Butte, North Dakota. She did have older siblings who were Gordon and Sharon's biological kids, but Gordon and Sharon did adopt two other kids named Daniel and Anna. People have described Anita as someone who was lovable, kind, a social butterfly. People loved being around her. Anita was someone who didn't care what other thoughts about her. She was genuine, someone who stood up for others. When Anita turned 18 years old, she actually got her own place. She was working two jobs and, paid on her own to get into Minot State University. And that's just so incredible to me, since not too many people her age do what she did. So I admire Anita's independence. Now, during her senior year of high school, she did go to prom with a guy named Tyler. They weren't dating or anything, but, she only saw him as a friend. But Tyler wanted to see Anita more like that. And, certain people around Anita felt like that was a little off. So, especially that, when she graduated high school, Tyler actually moved into the same apartment complex that she lived in order to get closer to her. And once again, that's just something that people seemed was, saw as odd. On June 2nd, 2007, Anita's mom, Sharon, called her phone like she did every single day. But that day, she did not receive an answer from Anita, so she called her daughter again the following day, but still didn't get an answer. On June 4th, 2007, Anita still didn't answer her mother's phone call, so Sharon definitely knew that something was up. So she asked her husband Gordon to drive over to Anita's place to check up on their daughter. When Gordon knocked on the door, there was no answer, and when he tried to open it, the door was locked. Later on, since he wasn't able to get inside, he called the apartment manager to get it opened. The manager got her boyfriend, who was a maintenance man, to get in, and the maintenance man noticed a sliced screen in Anita's bedroom window. Once everyone was in the room, Gordon saw something that no father would ever want to see. He saw his daughter Anita's dead body on her bed. Anita was covered in blood, so he knew that somebody killed his precious little girl. Gordon did inform the family about this tragic news, which absolutely devastated the entire family. Though it hit everyone in the family hard, Sharon had this sense of guilt because during the adoption process, she vowed to protect Anita. Unfortunately, Anita was killed, and, that was completely out of Sharon's control. Police eventually arrived at the crime scene and started investigating. According to forensic, Anita was killed with a pocket knife 2 days before she was found, which meant that when Sharon was calling Anita's phone, Anita was already gone. Since the police got the murder weapon, all they needed was to find out who the murderer was. Police did start interviewing people in the apartment. Since Tyler, who was Anita's prom date, lived there, he was one of those people. They saw him standing behind the taped off crime scene, noticed that he didn't shed any tears, and saw that as sketchy since he, seemed to be Anita's friend. Tyler did make a Facebook page to remember Anita, and though the family, didn't really, even though the best way to say this is that they did appreciate to see how much he cared, but felt like it was best for him not to do that. Police did talk with Tyler and others again, then took DNA samples, and though the results have never been released to the public, the police have stated that none of them matched the crime scene, but to me, that's like basically revealing the results to the public, and in my opinion, that just makes no sense. That's just kind of awkward to me. Tyler did still keep a close connection to the case, and he says that he keeps a close connection because he only states how Anita was his closest friend in, the later stages of high school and earlier on in college, since he was a quiet guy and didn't really make that many friends. Eventually, there was a witness that did tell police that they saw someone running away from the crime scene the day that Anita was killed. They described what the guy looked like, and the police released a sketch of the suspect. As there seemed to have been progress with finding out who the guy in the sketch was, police got, information about his whereabouts and questioned him, but it was revealed that he was a jogger, just a jogger, so the police had to go back to square one since, this guy was a jogger who did this routine every single day. Something insane does occur in this case. A year later, the maintenance man who found Anita actually killed himself, but police didn't see him as a suspect, and I'm trying to go figure out, you really don't know why anybody really kills himself, but as for him to have seen Anita's body, like maybe that did a toll to his mental health. I have no idea, but that's just my thoughts on the whole situation. Police did begin to look into Anita's roommate at the time, whose name I do not know. Anita didn't really get along with this roommate at all, and the thing is that these two were always arguing, and there was even one occasion where their arguments even turned into a physical fight. And you know what, there was this one time, all the time, this roommate was always bringing people over, and once she left Anita alone with all these male guests that she didn't even know. And Anita did mention to her family how she was afraid of her roommate. When police spoke to this roommate, they said that she had a solid alibi, how she was with her parents the moment that Anita had been killed. Anita did think about moving in with someone else, but changed her mind since this person's husband was hitting on Anita. Unfortunately, Anita's brother, Daniel, his grief really took a toll on him. It really took control of him. He became depressed and turned to drugs, then sadly took his own life in 2013. Now her parents have lost 2 children, and his siblings have lost 2 other siblings. When it came to other people who were in the building the day that Anita was killed, there were a bunch of maintenance men who were working on the roof, and police have mentioned how they don't believe they got to speak to every maintenance man who worked on the roof that day. And y'all can tell me what you feel about that, because I would feel like, you want to get to every single person who was there the day that somebody was killed. But you guys just go ahead and leave your thoughts in the comment section and just, interact with me about that. Tyler, who is close to the case and actually got married himself, received a message from someone on Facebook who said that someone told her that some sex offender admitted to killing Anita, but police, so far from what I know, police haven't shared with the public whether they followed up with this tip. It's almost been 13 years since Anita has been taken away from us, and there still have been no arrests or any true progress with her case. Her family is still waiting for the day they get the answers they are desperately looking for, so that Anita could finally get justice. The God that I serve, the God of the Bible, is a God of justice, and he will make sure that justice is served. Anita had her whole life ahead of her. Unfortunately, she lost her life so early, being senselessly and savagely killed. Her family's life has obviously never been the same. Like I mentioned earlier, her own brother spiraled down, leading to his own death, which gave the family even more heartbreak. If you're watching this video and have any information about this case, please share this information, that you have. Share it to the police and the area. It's right to do so in the eyes of God. You'd be a help to Anita's family, and you'd be a help to bringing Anita justice. Thank you all so much for taking the time of your day to watch this video. If you did like this video, please feel free to hit the like button. If you'd like to go ahead and share your thoughts on this case, please leave your thoughts in the comment section. If you'd like to see more videos from me, please feel free to subscribe and click the bell to be notified about the next video. If there's a certain true crime case that you want me to cover, please let me know, and I will go ahead and see you all next time for True Crime Tuesdays. I'll talk to y'all later.